economía global.
Abida Islam, embajadora de Bangladesh en México, ¿cómo está?
Fine, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting to your program. Deeply appreciated. Thank you so much.
Embajadora Abida, ¿qué estudió?
My major was in sociology. I did my honors and masters from Dhaka University in Dhaka. And then I had another master's in foreign affairs and trade from Monash University in Australia.
Wow. ¿Cuál es su experiencia profesional?
I have completed 26 years in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangladesh. And I have served in different missions all over the world. My first posting was in London. Then I was posted to Colombo. I served 2 years in Dhaka. Then I was posted to Brussels. And after that, I went to West Bengal, India, Calcutta. And after serving 3 years again in headquarters, I was posted as ambassador of Bangladesh to South Korea. And I served there almost 4 years. And from there, I came straight to Mexico City, from Seoul to Mexico City.
Ah, ok. ¿Con qué misión llegó a México?
I came in August, third week of August, to Mexico City.
¿Cómo es la relación de Bangladesh-México?
It's, of course, very friendly relationship, warm relationship. Bangladesh and Mexico, they established the diplomatic relationship in July 1975. And we both share similar values of liberal democracy, and which provides a solid platform for strengthening our bilateral partnership. And we have pursued foreign policy in an atmosphere of global peace and attach great importance to the conformity of international law, and also have bolstered an excellent relation in multilateral fora. We both follow market economies and where private sectors play a vital role. And Bangladesh and Mexico has commonality in terms of challenges and achievements, for example, like poverty alleviation, climate change, disaster management, women empowerment. Your Indian ambassador of Mexican ambassador to India, he is concurrently accredited to Bangladesh. Mexico doesn't have any consulate or diplomatic mission in Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. But I believe that if Mexico have a mission or a consulate in Dhaka, our relations would be much more active. We could be actively engaged with Mexico and vice versa.
Embajadora, por favor, háblenos de su país, Bangladesh. ¿Cómo es?
Bangladesh, when last year Mexico celebrated its 200 years of celebration of independence, Bangladesh also celebrated 50 years of its independence, that is Golden Jubilee of independence of Bangladesh. And actually in 1971, when Bangladesh became an independent country, it was a war-torn country with over 75 million population. The infrastructure was completely destroyed. There was no foreign reserve. The economy was ruined. There was food shortages and widespread poverty. The growth rate, GDP growth rate, was only 1.4%. And Bangladesh was termed an international it was termed as a basket case by the international community. But our father of the nation, he had to, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, he had to start from scratch. And he declared to rebuild the country, the destroyed country, to Sonar Bangla, that is Golden Bengal. Golden Bengal means an exploitation-free and just society. During his 3.5 years and term, immediately after the independence, and also under the dynamic leadership of our present Prime Minister, she is also the daughter of our father of the nation, Sheikh Hasina. During the past 13 years, Bangladesh came a long way. We have proved all those initial pessimism about Bangladesh wrong, and Bangladesh has transformed itself from an economic basket case into a world's fastest growing economies. We have reduced poverty. It is less than, it is around 20% now. We have improved the life expectancy, per capita income, and Bangladesh is now the second leading exporter of ready-made garments, the second after China, and the turnover is over 30 billion. Our per capita income is around $2,554 US. And we have ensured food security. We are self-sufficient in fish, meat, egg and vegetable production. And our literacy rate has also increased. GDP growth, before COVID, we have over 8% GDP growth rate. Even during the COVID fallout, we have over 5% GDP growth. And this year, it is supposed to be over 6%. And World Bank has predicted that, that into 2025, it will be over 8% again. So as you can see that Bangladesh is doing very well in terms of social and economic indicators. The Economist, it has ranked Bangladesh 9th most fastest growing economy among the 66 rising economies of the world. And the World Economic Forum, they have also predicted that Bangladesh will be the 24th economy of the world by 2030.
¿Cuáles son las oportunidades en Bangladesh para las empresas, embajadora?
Actually, we are trying to engage with Mexican business leaders. Mexico actually import our ready-made garments mainly, also leather products, jute products. But as we were talking to some business people in Mexico, and they're very interested in a wide range of products, especially pharmaceuticals. We also export pharmaceutical products a little bit, but it seems that there's a huge interest on that, IT. Then we have actually last week we had a meeting with some businessmen of Guadalajara, and they expressed their specific interest on importing sea salt or toilet paper, diaper suppliers, supermarket companies. And their furniture, processed food. So there's as you can see, there's a wide range of products that probably catch their attention. And they're also planning to send a trade mission when the COVID situation is under control. So I think once that mission takes place, we can find more areas where we can collaborate each other.
If you agree, we are going to watch the video that you sent, okay?
Yes, thank you.
"2020 was a significant year for Bangladesh. The country and its people were all gearing up to celebrate the birth centenary of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the golden anniversary of Bangladesh's independence. The nation's mood was optimistic. 2019 had been a good year, both economically and socially. The first year of Sheikh Hasina's fourth and third consecutive term was one of progress and development and record-setting firsts. With 8.1% economic growth, $2.8 billion in foreign direct investment, $18.3 billion in remittance earnings, and $40.5 billion in export earnings, the country's booming economy resulted in greater prosperity for the people. "2020 started off with a positive vibe, but the pandemic came calling in March. Not just Bangladesh, the entire world was caught somewhat off guard. The first confirmed case of the coronavirus in Bangladesh was detected on 8th March 2020. Immediately, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina took strong charge of the situation. She ordered that all public gatherings, including Mujib Year events, be suspended. To contain the virus and ensure physical distancing, the Awami League government announced a general holiday, shut down land, sea and airports, imposed restrictions on road, rail and water travel, deployed administrative, law enforcement and security personnel. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina conducted a series of video conferences with local officials to get a snapshot of what was required at the grassroots. Relevant plans, strategies and protocols were put in place with the help of the technical experts and public health specialists. In a record time, the Awami League government recruited 2,000 doctors and 5,000 nurses to ensure treatment of COVID-19 patients. 167 PCR laboratories were set up across Bangladesh with the daily capacity to test up to 20,000 samples. Major infrastructural work was done to enhance the capacity of the healthcare system to handle the COVID patients. 10,381 general beds and almost 600 ICU beds were dedicated for the COVID patients across the country. The public sector alone arranged isolation for 100,000 people and institutional quarantine for more than 600,000 people so far. Around 3 million people received health advice through 3 dedicated mobile helplines of the government. After meeting the demand of frontline workers for personal protective equipment, the country exported PPEs worth more than $500 million by the end of July 2020. How Bangladesh fared in the months ahead is clear from the December 2020 Bloomberg rankings of countries for COVID resilience. The country was ranked as one of the top 20 countries in terms of performance. During the holidays, the government was faced with the mammoth task of conducting one of the largest humanitarian relief operations in the country's history. Things were exacerbated by the devastation caused in several districts by Cyclone Amphan. Food relief and cash handouts were distributed to a total of 35.4 million people by the government. Additionally, the Awami League with its own resources provided cash support worth approximately $1.2 million and food support to 12.5 million people. Following a call from party president Sheikh Hasina, workers of Awami League and associated organizations helped farmers with harvesting their crops when a temporary shortage of labor was faced.
অনেকে চাইতে পারবে না তারা যেন কষ্টে না থাকে তাদের বাড়িতে বাড়িতে খাবার পৌঁছে দেওয়ার ব্যবস্থা করতে হবে
Various incentives and stimulus were provided to farmers in the national budget. As a result of the special measures for agriculture, despite the pandemic and the cyclone, Bangladesh did not face any shortages of food. After 66 days of continuous holidays, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina decided to open up the economy. To offset the adverse economic and social impacts of the COVID-19 crisis, the Awami League government, led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, announced a total of 23 stimulus packages amounting to $14.6 billion or 4.44% of the GDP. These packages took into account the whole of society, including returning overseas workers, large industries, small and medium enterprises, unemployed youths, rural population, etc. By November, more than 40% finance of the stimulus packages were disbursed. A total of 7.6 million firms, organizations, entrepreneurs, and other beneficiaries got loan facilities under these schemes. These schemes helped the businesses survive the worst of the pandemic. For instance, approximately $1.3 billion were provided to 1,992 export-oriented industries as easy loans by the government. This directly helped save the jobs of more than 5 million workers. On 30 June 2020, the national budget worth almost $70 billion was passed, with special emphasis on pandemic-related recovery initiatives. Allocation for social safety initiatives were increased by 28.5% to ensure that people who successfully graduated out of poverty under the Awami League's policies in the preceding 11 years did not slide back into poverty again. The previous 2 terms of the Prime Minister saw widespread digitization. The Digital Bangladesh initiatives enabled the government to carry out their business despite being physically distanced. With 168 million mobile phones and 110 million internet connection users, citizens could access over 600 government services online from home. The government's dedicated website and apps for coronavirus enabled citizens to keep abreast of all relevant updates real-time. Financial inclusion measures such as mobile financial services enabled e-commerce and F-commerce to thrive during the shutdowns. In July 2020 alone, the total amount of transactions via mobile crossed $70 million. Between July and September 2020, online sales generated $708.46 million in revenues. Compared to neighboring countries and those with similar socioeconomic situations, Bangladesh did much well economically. Bangladesh managed to achieve foreign exchange reserves past the $43 billion threshold for the first time before the end of the year, thanks in part to the government's 2% cash incentive support. Earning from remittances stood at $21.9 billion at the end of 2020. The Awami League government also doubled its diplomatic efforts to mitigate the human and economic costs from the return of migrant workers. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's social justice-focused government also announced 2 packages worth almost $295 million to rehabilitate the returnees. COVID-19 severely affected exports during the second half of the last fiscal year, that is, between January and June 2020. Nonetheless, Bangladesh managed to bounce back soon to earn a total of $33.67 billion from exports in the 2019-2020 fiscal year and earned $19.23 billion in the first half of the current fiscal year. Even during the pandemic, the Awami League government was mindful of the need to continue the works of the mega projects. This paid off when, on 10th December, the 41st and last span of the Podda Bridge was installed, thereby offering a full view of the dream project for the first time. Since October, work has been moving ahead at full speed on the other mega projects like the Podda Bridge Rail Project, Dhaka Metro Rail, the Kornopuli Tunnel, the Rupur Nuclear Power Project, etc. Currently, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the Awami League government have embarked on a comprehensive program for mass vaccination against COVID-19. It should be remembered that even during the pandemic, the Awami League government was successful in carrying out a mass vitamin A vaccination campaign among almost 21 million children of Bangladesh. In November 2020, Bangladesh signed a contract for procuring 30 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca corona vaccine from Serum Institute of India. Additionally, the Government of India, as a testament to the current bilateral ties between the two countries, sent Bangladesh another 2 million doses of the same vaccine as gift on 21st January. Bangladesh is also set to receive 68 million doses of corona vaccine from Gavi, the vaccine alliance under the COVAX arrangement. Other viable options are also being constantly considered. A policy is being formulated for the private sector to bring and administer corona vaccines commercially too. In the international arena, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has been vocal about the rights of the least developed and developing countries to get vaccines at affordable prices and at the same time as the developed countries. While Bangladesh continues to fight off COVID-19 with various recovery initiatives, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government has not lost sight of the future. In December 2020, the Awami League government approved Bangladesh's 8th five-year plan for the period of July 2020 to June 2025. This was preceded by the approval of the country's second perspective plan 2021-2041 in February 2020. The 5 and 20-year plans aim to make Bangladesh a poverty-free, prosperous country in phases. Despite many countries commencing mass vaccination drives, the world is yet to defeat COVID, and the resulting challenges are likely to remain in the foreseeable future. As 2020 has clearly shown, the quality of leadership is the determining factor during a global crisis. People of Bangladesh are thankful that they have Sheikh Hasina, a leader who is not afraid to accept challenges and to face them head on.
How do you feel in Mexico?
Oh, it's a wonderful country. It's so big. It's 19 times bigger than Bangladesh. And I have been to some of the states, really beautiful. The food is very good, and the culture, the handicrafts, really beautiful and colorful. I really love it here. And the weather-wise, I must say the weather, it's a tropical kind of climate. I really enjoy the weather.
Qué bueno. ¿Algo más que quiera comentar, embajadora?
Actually, during my tenure, I like to focus on more people-to-people contact between Bangladesh and Mexico. After my arrival here, I arrived in August, so it's already 4 months I have completed here. So during these 4 months, I have also talked to SRE about establishing a consulate at least, or a visa office, so that Bangladeshi people could come, and I encourage more Mexican people to visit Bangladesh. And I want to exchange culture between the two countries, because we have a very rich cultural heritage. So is Bangladesh, though the country is young, but we have a rich cultural heritage of thousands of years. So I want to connect both these cultures. So my focus will be on more people-to-people contact. And those who have interest on Bangladesh, I will welcome their recommendation, initiatives, and support. Thank you.
Embajadora de Bangladesh en México. Muchas gracias, Abida Islam, Embajadora of Bangladesh in Mexico. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me in your program. And thank you for your all wonderful, excellent questions. And I hope that we will have future opportunities to work together. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.